Yeah, and a pleasant good morning to you from Jody'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Saturday, July 11th. We're heading into a big Saturday with two World Cup quarterfinal games. We'll know the final four after Saturday. We have Major League Baseball 16 games with a doubleheader to make up for a rainout yesterday. We've got three in the W tonight as well, and maybe we'll find some CFL action in here. Good to see everyone here. We'll let some folks join in, and then we'll preview the games here for Saturday. Should be fun. Great Friday of action as well, including at the World Cup, where we did see Spain beat Belgium 2-1 with that goal there in the 88th minute there by Moreno, and Spain gets the win. Certainly a great game there, 1-1 at halftime, but it was Spain proving the best, and they advanced here. Certainly a top-ranked team. Belgium gave them the business, gave them a good game there, and ended up right about where we expected, right? Said 2-1 probably there, and that's what it was, 2-1. Game total did go over there for our winner here on Night Moves yesterday, and I'm trying to fade Spain there. There's another futures pick I had on Belgium, but nothing you can do. Took a stab there to see if we could beat one of these teams, Spain and France, but man, they're on a course here, obviously, to meet up here at the World Cup. So great game there at the World Cup on Saturday with Spain winning it there. Also, two more games here today. We'll talk about England and Norway, Switzerland and Argentina as we get ready for the final two games of the quarterfinal round. Most of the news seemed to come off the court on Friday here. Wemby signs that $252 million max extension with the Spurs for 5 years as Wemby loads up there. Man, they got a bargain here. You can see why. NBA having a lot of movement there, and now Wemby, hey, he got the money, but boy, I guess they're capping the money there. $252 million. Shoot, I would have offered him $275 million. Also, how about the incident in Las Vegas? Bam Adebayo punches Tyler Hero in an early morning altercation in Vegas. Type some stuff into the internet, you got to own up to it, right? And I don't know how that's going to unfold here after Hero left Miami, but do you find the guy, or do you tell the commissioner, hey, the guy said some stuff about me, I'm going to punch him in the nose there? That one, so it was kind of interesting there as well. And how about the Bulls with Caleb Wilson with that 35-point performance tonight? There he was emotional to get back on the court, and he looked pretty good. Looks like they got a player there in Chicago. So just some of the other events going on here in Las Vegas, including tomorrow night. We're going to have another huge event. I just talked about some events on Saturday, but don't bury the lead here maybe with Conor McGregor and his return to the UFC as he'll take on Max Holloway. if they went on how the guys looked, I mean, Connor looks great, but he always looks pretty good when his mind is right. And we'll see how it goes. He's a pretty big underdog here in that main event. Here at the T-Mobile Arena in Saturday night. You can get over $2 on McGregor, but a man who has not fought in 5 years, basically here, going to get back in there with a guy who has definitely had a few bouts here over the last few years in Max Holloway. These guys, they build it as McGregor Holloway too, but they last fought in 2013. I don't know how much you can take from that. Bout back in 16 or 13 years ago. Max won as a Connor won as a $3 favorite in that one, but it's been a decade since his dominance in the UFC. So we'll see here what we get on Saturday night. I'm sure it'll be very thrilling as well. Hello, everyone. Good to see you in the chat. We'll get ready to go start the show, but we'll recap a few games here in Major League Baseball as well. From Friday night, try to find some winners that we had here on Night Moves last night. Shohei Ohtani was scratched from his start. He will DH the rest of the weekend, but he won't be going to the All-Star game in Philadelphia. Ohtani out of the All-Star game being held in Philadelphia, and we got two Phillies in the home run derby here this week, next week anyway. I just cover it because I will not be on here for Night Moves. No show Monday at 3 a.m. Eastern, no show Tuesday at 3 a.m. Eastern, no show Wednesday at 3 a.m. Eastern time, and then we will and no show Thursday at 3 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be back on Friday at 3 a.m. Eastern time to preview the Friday baseball card. So starting on Monday, no Night Moves for 4 straight days during the All-Star break. So I'm going with Ben Rice to win the home run derby over Schwarber and Harper. Be tough to beat those guys, but I'm going to go with Rice, go with a little bit of a medium shot here. There's the great home run hitters, also, you got Caminero in there. You've got Murakami in there, Jordan Walker, Caglianone, and Wilson Contreras. He'll probably argue with the All-Star, with the home run derby. He'll probably complain or something, or get into a fight with one of the other hitters there. So let's see what else is going on here. JJ Weatherholt, man, $112 million contract with the Cardinals. That's pretty impressive there. All right, some of the winners from Night Moves last night. We did have some here, including Cubs and the Reds game to go under there in the first 5. That was a winner for us here in that one, and a 4-0 win. As I told you, Hunter Green would be back, and he was, and looked good there for the Reds as he was able to deliver with a strong performance in that one. Also, it was a premium pick winner for me over at Tony's Picks. Braves and Cardinals game to go under, as it was 2-1. St. Louis with the win there. We did pick up the winner here on Night Moves last night with the Cardinals on the run line. Also, it was Dodgers and Arizona. Arizona crushed on the road there yesterday, and 9-3. Ohtani was scratched from his start, and the Dodgers ended up with kind of a bullpen game. So they were never really in it there yesterday with that game against the Dodgers after Ohtani was scratched from his start. Late night game ended just about 90 minutes ago, and it was the Giants there maybe 2 hours ago. Colorado beats the Giants 4-3 there in that one. Also, Kansas City and Baltimore, it was Baltimore 5-3. Their winner for us here on Night Moves, as we had the first 5 under there in that one. Night Moves winner also Tampa Bay Rays 7-2 over Seattle. That was our winner. Night Moves winner Chicago White Sox on the run line. They got it done over the Athletics. We took them here 14-1. Not bad, as we had the winner there on the run line. Okay. Also yesterday was Houston and Texas, with Houston falling 7-3. I had the drive-through pick there in that one, as I took Texas with Quantrill on the drive-through there last night. Night moves winner. Angels and Twins game to go under last night. It did indeed 4-3. It's favor of the Angels. A little bit of an upset there over the Twins. Philadelphia and Detroit. It was Detroit getting that win over Philadelphia last night, as they were able to win there at home 10-2 as they pounded again over NOLA yesterday. Also, Yankees and Nationals finally got going after a lengthy rain delay. Yankees won at 5-3 on the road. Night moves winner, Guardians and Marlins game to go under, and we got that one here on the show with a 3-2 win for Cleveland on the road. Also, it was the Red Sox topping the Mets again. Red Sox get another win over those Mets. There it was 6-2 in that one. Night moves winner, Blue Jays and Padres game to go under. The Padres lose it 5-3. All right, WNBA, I had a premium pick winner, Dallas and Toronto game to go over yesterday. We had the winner here on the show, and 108-95 as Dallas romped there for our premium pick winner. Also, we did have Toronto. Let's see. Oh, no, we had Toronto in the game. They got blowed out. Night moves winner, though, here on Golden State, minus a point, 79-64 over Connecticut there yesterday. And a night moves winner with the over first half, Chicago and the Sparks last night. All right, hopefully you got me on the drive-through yesterday. We did bring home a few winners there with the NBA Summer League yesterday, including Boston over Toronto. Also, Chicago plus the points against Memphis was a winner with us on the drive-through, and we had Portland plus the points against Phoenix. Everybody was on Phoenix. Portland covered the spread there in that one. All right, let me say hello to the folks in the chat, then we'll get going with the show here. We'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who is hot, because we get ready for a big sports betting weekend here. Good to see all of the folks here in the chat. And Larry, ready to go here. There he was. He talked about it right there. I didn't even look at the chat, and he talked about Caleb Wilson right there, the emotional performance by Wilson there after his injury there. And let's see else here. What's else? Latifa is here today as well, ready to go with us here in the chat tonight. And I don't know if Latifa can join us for too long. She's out. Is she working right now there, maybe? Anthony Mays, those Marlins. Oh, they got it done. Oh, man, how about that? Hey, how about Bruce Wayne here? He's looking for some baseball action in the NPB here tonight. But you know what? Everything's kind of already gone off here in the NPB. It's Saturday here, so got some games already underway here. Cards just about going, I think. I don't know. Is there still some night games going on here tonight? Let's see. Yeah, we got a 4-game card here tonight. 4-game card tonight in Japan. I see here right now. Yeah, don't have anything right now, but did on these early games. Cal Dog here joining us as well. And let's see what else is going on. Devin Grigsby joining us. Good crowd here tonight. No KBO. I think they're on the All-Star break over at the KBO. Here's what Ron told me. And let's see. I'm looking for anybody else in the chat. Just good conversation in there, so I'm not going to interrupt the conversation anyway, but I'm just checking it out. Latifa was on those Diamondbacks, it said in there. Let's see what else. Wemby and his big contract, Larry noted in the chat. Cal Dog lamenting the loss of his teams up there in Oakland. They can't keep any sports teams up there, just like San Diego. All right, Mr. Wesker says, do not be dissing Eduardo, okay? I think that's what he was saying in there. Don't be dissing Eduardo. Doesn't Here's the thing. I'm not sure that. Yeah, I know what uh, what Mr. Weskers is saying. I mean, hey, okay, you scratched Otani, so okay, it's not 270, but you're going to throw in some, uh, you know, bullpen game in here and still make him a $2 favorite right now, please. That's what he was saying. Okay, and good conversation in there with everybody, keeping it good. All right. We'll get ready to start the show. I just don't want to miss anything with you guys. Great conversation in the chat. Okay, let's just get it started here and get the coverage going. We're going to start with the World Cup today with two great games. Let's go. Let me go. I got to go to Tony's Picks, you guys. I got to go to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at those handicapper leaderboards and see who is hot. That's what they expect me to do here. Let's take a look at the handicapper leaderboards over at Tony'sPicks.com. And it was Ron Hahn with a 2-0 performance there. Damian Sosh 2-0. Tom Regard in the green. Al Ninos, Justin McKelvey, double shooty, Joey Tron, and Javon Jones found a profit here. It looks like it was a tough day for the cappers a little bit. But last week, David Racy up over 7 3/4 units. Tom Regard, nearly 6 2/3 units profit. Stacks McKelvey, 6.5 units of profit. Hollywood Sam, almost 4.5 units of profit. Ron Hahn, nearly 3 2/3 units profit. Chris Adkins, 3 1/4 units profit. Al Ninos, nearly 2 units profit. Shane Mickle, double shooty. Damian Sosh, Brian Bittler, Javon Jones over at Tony'sPicks.com last 30 days. David Racy up 23 units. You might be riding with David. Ron Crawford up 12 2/3 units. Stacks McKelvey up nearly 11.5 units of profit. Nick Lagarettos, nearly 7.5 units of profit. Al Ninos up 6 2/3 units profit. Hollywood Sam up 4 units profit this month. Tony T up nearly 3.5 units of profit. Damian Sosh, Mills Young, Kevin Thomas, Chris Atkins, and Ron Hahn all showing green here this month or last 30 days. Check out the Premium Picks tab. You'll find all the handicappers with picks locked, loaded, and ready to go here for Saturday. Justin's got his guaranteed premium pick in the WNBA. Tom Regard's got a 3-pack of WNBA winners in there for the 3-pack of games. Ron Crawford has a guaranteed premium pick in the WNBA. David Racy, a Saturday afternoon MLB single. Ron Hahn's got a guaranteed best bet in baseball. Double Shooty has a 3-pack in the on the card tomorrow, including that McGregor and Holloway bout. And also there, 2 plays in Major League Baseball. Damian Sosh has a guaranteed premium pick. Al Ninos has his Saturday Grand Slam. Hollywood Sam's got a guaranteed premium pick in there for the soccer match. Tony T's got his Super Saturday pack of Major League Baseball strong sides. Also here, Mills Young has his MMA package ready to go. He's got a 3-pack of plays here for the action on Saturday night. It's going to be a big card. Look at some of the bouts he has covered here. St. Denis versus Pimblett, Krylov versus Whitaker, Cortez versus Wang on the ladies' side. So should be pretty good here on Saturday night. Tony's Picks VIP has a premium pick. Shane Mickle has a guaranteed premium pick in Major League Baseball. Nick Lagarettos, a premium pick in soccer. Bo's got his guaranteed best bet in the soccer game. Check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages, including mine here on Saturday. Click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. You can find me somewhere in there. Wasn't an awful day, but we did have some winners here, including I had the Braves and the Cardinals game to go under for a winner. I had the Wings and the tempo over there. 2 L's there in baseball, so 2 and 2 on the day for me. All right, that's okay. We'll get them. Here we go. Let's get ready to go with the show. And start with soccer here. Okay, let's get started. Go right to the action here at the World Cup. And we're going to go with our first game here. This one is at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific from the Miami Stadium. England versus Norway in this one. And well, I might have to get the Lepsa going here in this one for Norway. Can they battle here with England? A little bit of a discrepancy in the FIFA rankings anyway. England considerably ahead of Norway, but Norway's been pretty impressive here so far with their good offensive stars. Maybe they're not known for their defense, and England certainly got some guys who can put it in the back as well. So see what you think here in this one with England going up here against Norway at the World Cup. England is favored here by a half of a goal, about $1.10 really there on the line, and the total 3 under 30 as Norway in this quarterfinal facing England. Norway have never won against fellow European opposition in the World Cup knockout rounds. Meanwhile, England are going for their 11th all-time quarterfinal appearance. Only Brazil and Germany have reached this stage more often than England. Harry Kane scored 6 World Cup goals in this tournament. Erling Haaland has scored in all 4 of his appearances. He didn't play in one of the games. He's found the net in his last 14 consecutive games for Erling Haaland. England will be without Gerald Kwanzaa after receiving a straight red card against Mexico, though Norway did say that they're healthy there, even though there was some talk about some sickness concerns. I hope they weren't getting the Ebola. Norway is appearing in their first World Cup quarterfinal, obviously, so should be a pretty interesting matchup here with these two. England, of course, you see them with their record coming in 4-0-1. They beat Croatia 4-2 in the group stage for a cover, but then failed to cover in 3 straight games. The Ghana game was scoreless, and they were 2.5 favorites in that one. They beat Panama, but they were laying 2.5. It won 2-0. Against Congo, they won 2-1, but were favored by 1.5. Now, they did cover a half a goal against Mexico. So technically, they are 2-3 against the spread so far in the tournament, and they're 3-2 to the over coming into this one. For Norway, they're basically 4-0-1 there, I think, against the number, with the win over Iraq 4-1. That was a cover. Against Senegal, 3-2. That was a cover in full time. Now they did lose to France, obviously 4-1, but against Ivory Coast, they were favored by just a half a goal, got the money, and they were underdogs to Brazil. So, well, that's 4-1. That's superseding your expectations. Norway has gone over in all 5 games so far here at the World Cup. So England comes in having won 6 of their last 7, basically, and Norway's won, obviously, 4 or 5 here. England usually, prefers lower scoring games, I think, but usually the matches are filled with goals. It seems like they can't help themselves sometimes offensively and leaves themselves a little bit susceptible defensively, but the same could be said for Norway. They don't have even as much defense as England, really. They've gone over in all the games here, as I just said. They've also over in 6 of their last 7. England is at over in 4 of 6 coming into this one, including a run-up match. So Norway has also gone over 3.5 goals in 7 of their last 9 World Cup matches. And the over trends with the fact that England has scored more than 1 goal, or I should say over 1.5 goals in 3 straight here, obviously, and 5 of their last 6. Norway scored over 1.5 goals in 4 of 5. So, well, will we see 2 goals each possibly, or will the defenses hunker down a little bit here with so much on the line? Mention Holland and his 14 consecutive games that he has scored a goal. He's actually scored 2 goals, 2 goals in 7 of his last 8 World Cup matches, and Norway's seen at least one team score over 1.5 goals in 9 of 11 matches. Mostly Norway, but sometimes it was the opponent as well. Uh, the Obviously here could expect goals to be scored. And let's see what you think here. Harry Kane scored in his last 4 World Cup knockout stage matches. Let's see what you guys have in the chat here in this one. This one on Fox, of course. And in the 5 games so far at the Miami Stadium, as I like to call it, there have been 3 unders and 2 overs. Let's see what the chat has to say here in this one. At the World Cup. All right, going to start off. Mr. Weskers, I think, will be the first here. He's got Norway. Larry's going with England, 2-1. Norway for Cal Dog, or taking plus 1.5 and over. Okay. Norway to advance. Got to do the row. Anthony wants Norway there. Cal Dog says Holland to score 1, Kane to score 1. Latifa likes the over with those stats. And Bellingham to score, says Cal Dog. That's a lot of scoring, huh? Latifa's undecided here. That might be it. And I don't know how I was just glancing through the comments. I don't know how we got on MC Hammer. I mean, obviously you got Cal Dog here. I mean, you're talking about a Bay Area legend there in MC Hammer. All right. That might be it from the crew in that one with England and Norway. Thank you to Latifa, ready to get that bag. Thank you, Latifa, for the super chat here. Thank you, Latifa. All right, we got one more world. Oh, I gotta make a pick here in this game, huh? Man, I'm a big fan of Norway here. I'm gonna take them. I'm taking Norway in this one. Give me Norway on night moves. Hey, I think it actually could be a game that goes to over to extra time here in this one. Maybe it will be 2-2. That would not be crazy. Okay. Let's keep it moving here right now and keep the action humming as we get ready to go to our second World Cup match here. And, guess I'm down to my last team here in my futures bets. So I'm going to need Argentina to win here, but at least I've got the defending champs. And what can you say? As Argentina gets ready to go here up against Switzerland. And Argentina, a half a goal favorite at minus 145. Now, usually I don't put the Asian handicap up there. I'll kind of pick one of the regular numbers, but this one is so close. I mean, it feels like it is exactly 2.25. I mean, if under was favored on, if it was a two goal right. It's mostly either 2.5 under 50 or 2 over 50. So you're putting it right there in the middle. Really, it's about 2.25 on the Asian handicap here. Argentina arrive unbeaten in 5 wins, 5 matches, including the dramatic 3-2 come from behind a victory over Egypt on July 7th now. Remember, they were trailing that game 2-0 with 11 minutes remaining. So Messi does have 8 goals in this tournament. He's looking like the best player. He looks like the golden boot leader. But you might have to get to the next 2 rounds in order to get that. Argentina comes in completely healthy, according to their reports here. For Switzerland, hey, they're also unbeaten in the tournament, although they did have the push against Qatar. Here they are basically 4-1 against the spread in the tournament. They did not cover against Qatar, but they covered against Bosnia-Herzegovina, 4-1. Covered against Canada, half a goal, 2-1, knockout stage. Beat Algeria 2-0 as a half-goal favorite. And they covered against Colombia. Remember, it was 0-0 in that game until they got all the way to penalties. So they covered a half a goal. So 4-0-1 for Switzerland. Also, Switzerland here basically 2-3 to the under here in the tournament. 3 unders, 2 overs for Switzerland. For Argentina here, they have failed to cover the spread now in 3 straight matches here at the World Cup. They did beat Algeria 3-0 for covering a half a goal. Beat Austria 2-0 to cover 1.5. But against Jordan, did not cover 1.5 in there. Against Cape Verde, did not cover 2.5. And against Egypt, they did not cover in that one either. So, look, that's a high price. I mean, I'm on Argentina, and I'm not sure that I can get off of Argentina here. Now, Argentina did go over in 4 of their 5 matches here so far. So let's see. Switzerland specializes, it seems like, in scoreless draws sometimes, but let's see how this one will go between Argentina and Switzerland, and we'll get your plays in the chat here as well for this great match. And see what you have in this one between the Argentines and the Swiss. I'll go to the chat and see what you guys have. Argentina has won 11 of their last 12 matches overall. Switzerland enters unbeaten in 8 straight matches after advancing, obviously, on penalty kicks in the round of 16. So the totals trends are definitely in contrast, I think, a little bit here, although the BTTS seems to hit for each team. That's because you get Switzerland a lot of 1-1s, it seems like. The BTTS is hit in 5 of 7 matches for Sweden, despite the last 2 matches being the ones that failed. They were in 5 straight there on BTTSs until the last 2 games, actually. Argentina has gone BTTS in 3 straight, obviously, here. Also, Argentina, 6 of their last 7 World Cup knockout stage matches have seen BTTS. So this one's a little tougher with it rated a little bit lower on that total at 2.25, but Switzerland has seen the under hit in 4 of 6 matches, along with 4 straight World Cup matches against CONMEBOL competition overall throughout the years. They've also scored over 1.5 goals in their last 3 of their last 4 matches. The reason the unders hit recently for Switzerland is because of that defense. Of course, they've allowed under 1.5 goals to opponents in 8 straight matches right now, even including the run-up. Argentina's overwhelming scoring data kind of cancels that out, though, because they've been scoring multiple goals in every game, and you got to contain Messi. So that's what makes it, I think, a little bit tough there. Argentina's gone over there in 5 of 6 now, over 1.5 goals in for themselves in 11 straight matches. They've also scored over 2.5 goals in 5 of their last 6. Messi has scored a goal in 9 straight World Cup matches. So while Switzerland's defense has been solid, even they know they'll need to have a little bit of offense probably to, stay up in this match. Can they score against Argentina? So maybe each team can get the goal here or two. Let's see what the chat says in this one with Argentina and Switzerland. This one is in the Kansas City Stadium, and 3 of the 5 matches there have gone over so far at the World Cup. Let's see what we got here in the chat. And this one, Argentina for Mr. Weskers. Timmy says Messi for an anytime goal. And let's see here, Messi, anytime goal in Argentina, team total over there for Timmy. And let's see here. Argentina in a shutout, says Larry. Going to keep that Swiss team down.
Final.
Okay. Final in Chinichi over Hiroshima, 8-1. Okay, this is going to be like Morocco versus France, says Timmy. And Mr. Wesker's lamenting that Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't do anything with Portugal in his career. He likes Ronaldo more than Messi. Here's our Swiss and Argentina over for Cal Dog. Timmy says we are talking different levels here. Argentina is substantially better. Yes, so is England, though, and I'm going to take Norway. Latifa's on. Here's Latifa's bombing away again here in the super chats. Thank you to Latifa. $4.99 super chat. Okay. Hey, I want to say hello to Nerf This. I really like that. I wonder if you're talking about the old Nerf. Remember the Nerf football? All the Nerf balls you kind of play in the house. You really couldn't play Nerf football in the house. I mean, Argentina to qualify, 2 or more shots on goal for Messi, and take the total up to 4.5 to make that price a little bit better. How about that? Thank you, Nerf This. I think we've seen Nerf This before. Good to have Nerf This, bringing us some soccer picks. Money line for Switzerland, says Cal Dog. Anthony's going to do it too. Latifa likes the over in this one. And she'll take it at 2.5 goals at a good price there in that one. All right. Well, I'm on Argentina already to win it all. I think I have to still go with them here. So I will take them to win it in regulation time here over Switzerland. They're going to need one, and you know who is going to get it. So take Argentina here. You know that Messi is going to find the back, and can Switzerland score? All right. And Cal Dog says, hey, you know what? The Argentina got lucky. And it is funny, though, because you think about it, right? And everyone's into that game kind of said, hey, these referees are obviously going to be against Argentina. All right. Swiss on a parlay ticket and Argentina by itself, says Anthony Mays. Cal Dog likes France to win it all. And Latifa loves the pick on Argentina. And I've already been on Argentina for the Argentina was my first future pick, and I'm down to it now. Even though I sprinkled, I'm going to need Argentina to win, or I'm going to lose in this tournament because I do not have France or Spain. I went with Argentina. All right, the Fighters just beat the Lions, another 8-run outburst, 8-2. All right, I guess that's it for the soccer. Enjoy those great matches tomorrow. And the game times there, as we said, 5 p.m. Eastern for England, 9 p.m. Eastern for Switzerland and Argentina. All right. We're going to go to the major leagues here for the action. There are 16 games in baseball today, including the doubleheader. Let's kind of cover it here. I don't think that there's been any change in the pitching plans of the teams here. So the handicap will still stand, even though it is a doubleheader. You never know; someone might be out of the game tomorrow here. But this was what we talked about yesterday. The price on the Pirates might be down to $1.25 or so, and the total here. We are seeing the total did go up. I think I'm going to update this total. Maybe it went up to 8.5 or so. It's about $1.25 and 8.5. So that's a little bit of a change from yesterday. I think when we were on the show yesterday, the total was 8. But maybe 8.5 here right now in this one. So, well, I don't know. Maybe that does show. Although I'm showing the sharp books here also at 8 over 15. So it's probably 8.5 under 15 or 8 over 15. But look, we'll just keep with what we had here in this game. So there's no disillusion here, if that's even the right word to say here. But yesterday on the show, we were on the under first 5 in this one with Sproat and Ashcraft. So we'll just keep it right there. We're not going to go with something else. We'll just keep it as is, but you guys are welcome to it. I don't think we're even going to break it down too much here as we did yesterday, although I guess I have to because we do make some videos out of these games. So this is game 1 of the doubleheader. Now, I believe this is I don't think this is a straight doubleheader, although the first game is noon Eastern. The second game is scheduled for 4 Eastern. So that might be set. Yeah, that might be set in stone, right? As far as what we're expecting here to see happen. So I don't know if that game would be played. Say the first game ends at 11:30 or at 2:30 Eastern. They still may wait 90 minutes rather than in a doubleheader. Really, it's supposed to be a 25-minute period in between the games if they do it that way. But I'm not sure that is indeed going to be the case here in this one. So. Let's see what you think, though, with this one. And I'll go to the chat here a little bit. Again, like I said, not a lot has changed, I guess, is a safe thing to say here with Sproat and Ashcraft and with what we did talk about yesterday. But we can still gloss over it, I guess, a little bit here. Milwaukee has won 10 of their last 12 on the road. They've defeated Pittsburgh in 9 of their last 11 games overall against one another here. Milwaukee's won 5 of their last 6 overall. Pittsburgh's dropped 4 of the last 6 at home against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got under in 5 of their last 7. Pittsburgh here has gone over in 9 of their last 13 games, and also over in 5 of their last 6 at home. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. I'll go right to the chat here. That'll cover a little bit of it. But like I said, we'll just stay with our same plays here. Cal Dog, play ball. Here's Anthony on the Brewers in this one. The Chief says, we got a doubleheader. Yeah, we're going to go with the second game, though, in order, I think. We'll go with a few games here in between. Larry says it's baseball time. Holy cow. Holy cow! I'm a Cubs fan and I'm a Bud man. Hey everyone, this is Harry Carey. Look at the guy in the sombrero. Latifa hates doubleheaders, but I think she means just for uh, betting purposes because everyone knows a doubleheader. I mean, more more beers at the game anyway. Um, Timmy says go under first game, over second game. Brewers here for Larry. And let's see here. Yeah, you always got to watch that first game. You got a doubleheader, really tricky. You got to check out the lineups. Latifa's going to lean to the Brewers here, but Latifa just does not bet doubleheaders here. Okay, let's keep it moving then, shall we? And I'm on the under first 5 because we already committed to it yesterday. So we'll just keep that same play. Now we'll get into the games here. And we'll start off here in Chicago, 2:10 Eastern, 1:10 local time, 11:10 Pacific, with the Athletics taking on the White Sox here with Gage Jump for my love. The A's are still in a losing streak. The White Sox clobbered them yesterday. That's the way it's going for the A's right now. The A's have scored 5 runs now in their last 4 games. That offense is gone here silent right now, and it's not going to be easy here, but maybe it'll work out. I mean, you got here for the White Sox, Hudson is the opener in this game, but I believe it will be Fetty eventually. So I don't know, maybe that will turn you on to the A's. Jump 3.76 ERA, 3-3 record coming in, 1.3 the WHIP for Fetty, 4.3 ERA. 4.6 4-6 record here and a 1.45 WHIP coming into this one. White Sox put up that big number yesterday. Got a couple of left-handers here going for these two teams. So let's see what you got here in this one on Saturday between these two teams. For the A's here, 7 straight losses right now, 6 of them on the road. They've gone just 2-4 in their last 6 against the White Sox. White Sox are 3-6 in their last 9 games. They've lost 4 of 5 at home as well. So the White Sox are, definitely playing a little bit better than the A's, but maybe the pitching advantage could be with the A's here. Jump has been pretty okay so far, but this is a pretty big slump, and you still have a White Sox team that's 29-17 at home this season. They're also 43-31 to the over as an underdog, but the A's are 17-29 to the under on the road. Often that offense does kind of disappear for the A's. At home they do have better offense in that stadium, and we talked about maybe they are a little bit better on the road. I don't know if that's much the case anymore. They're 22-25 on the road, 18-28 at home. So yeah, I guess they're better on the road, but they're not over 500 or anything. So see what you have here in this one though, with the A's taking on the Chi Sox. In this one, go to the chat and see what you folks have in this game. Here we go. Chat picks coming up. Okay, here we go. So I'm a little trying to find my place here. Here we go. All right, nerf this. Didn't mind the Harry. Maybe if I nerf. Maybe if I had a couple of Budweisers, it'd be a better impersonation, huh? Okay, here we go with Cal Dog is on the White Sox. Mr. Wesker says, gosh, maybe the A's, maybe this is the spot here. Obviously here the Hudson Fetty combination might be is that why the A's are favored? Look, this is two different classes of teams in my opinion, right? The A's 12 games under 500, obviously in the worst slump of the season here with 7 straight losses, gave up 14 runs yesterday. Fetty, look, the numbers aren't ever going to be great here. It feels like 4.3 ERA, as I said, but man, this feels like a kind of a tough price to want to pass up for me on the White Sox. It feels like, and Larry says you got to be rooting for the Cubs, but we could do some Hawk. We could do some Hawk, Larry. We could do some Hawk Harrelson, but we would be. What would I do? Like cuss it? Cuss? Ah, shit. All right, A's could win. Not that Hawk was known for cussing on the air. Latifa says A's and over. Might be a crazy over. White Sox were jumping yesterday. A's Sox over here. And A's for Anthony Mays. This is a best bet for Cal Dog. He loves the over in this one. And over's a safe bet here. Okay. The White Sox did have plenty of runs there, obviously. Yeah, the A's, it looks like, good mojo all around for the A's, but now the offense is stalling here a little bit. And jump is no good, says Timmy. And Anthony says White Sox did not look good in that Red Sox series there when they got swept. Yeah, they were up against it. Red Sox had a lot of momentum. Maybe in the end, the White Sox might be a better team. They're coming back to the pack, obviously. And Mr. Wesker says today was kind of an anomaly. The White Sox bats have not been really looking that great here of late. But I will say this, they did get Murakami back, right? So, look, they're still 4th in home runs. He was obviously been a big part of that, and he missed a lot of games. But they also have some other, big-time home run hitters. Montgomery has been incredible this year. Few people talk about Colson Montgomery and the incredible year he's had. And also Miguel Vargas has been super as well. Between those 3 guys, they've got 63 home runs, and that's been huge. The A's can't quite duplicate that. Langoliers with 20, Soderstrom with 13, but really no other starters, I don't think, in double. Oh, Kurtz, but Kurtz, I think that's another factor. Let me look at the injured list here. I think Kurtz is out. I think he's still out here. He's out. He's out with a thumb injury, and of course, with Rooker hitting the shelf here this season as well. So, all right. Let's see what you got here with this. It might be over. We might be done here. And Latifa, we'll wait. We'll wait for. We will not do the next game without Latifa. We're gonna wait. Okay, I'll go over. You guys talked me into it a little bit here. I think you guys talked me into it. I'll go over in this one, but probably going to have a little premium here. I think the A's are just really struggling. Larry wants a Big Mac. Larry, just off the disabled list himself, he was right back in the lineup. That must have been one of those micro surgery, right? Like a little tweak in the back there, and they got you like a little bionic, got you right back and going. Next up, the Angels are at the Twins here in this one. You got Ryan Johnson going for the Halos, 7 ERA, 1-4 record. Ryan also going for the Twins, the better Ryan, Joe Ryan, 2.87 ERA, 6-5 record coming in. No wonder the Twins, $1.75 favorite here. Twins in a pretty good groove here right now, but the Angels got the win yesterday, 4-3. Give them a lot of credit for that win. Angels been playing pretty okay here of late. They've won 2 of 3. Meanwhile, the Twins have lost two straight, and they really didn't. They looked okay in that Cleveland series. They won the Cleveland series. Let's give them credit for that. But the Angels here, 17-32 on the road, 2-8 in their last 10 overall. Minnesota has been a little bit better here of late. Angels have gone over in 7 of their last 10. Twins are 54-35 to the over, but most of their overs are at home, really. Most of their overs come on the road for the most part here. So see what you have in this one with the Angels and the Twins here on Saturday. For the Angels, they've lost 10 of the last 14 games to Minnesota overall. Angels have gone over in 5 of their last 6 and over in 6 of their last 8 on the road. Minnesota's gone under in 4 of their last 5 and 4 of their last 6 games against the Angels, and also under in 4 of their last 6 games at home. So let's see what you think here in this one. Minnesota here taking on the Angels. Yeah, big number here for Minnesota, but Joe Ryan, big advantage at starting pitcher here. It's just a matter of can you stomach it right now with this in this matchup. All right, we'll go to the chat maybe here in this one and see what you guys have for this one. Here we go with the Angels, Twins. And we'll go to the chat here. Man, you guys are having a great I'm having trouble keeping up. I want to read the conversation, but I know some of it's not baseball, so got to be selective here in what I'm looking at anyway. Ryan, okay, let's see here. Jimmy says, okay, private. I think he's taking the Twins. I'm not sure. White Sox are going to be going to the bullpen by the 4th inning. Hudson, I believe Hudson is just an opener, though. Actually, the Eric Fetty is going to be now. That doesn't. Some people's not going to be carrying Fetty or Hudson, but I believe the story is. Let me see if I can't get it straight here. Well, I'm not. I'm not going to go back to it. Actually, let me see if I could just peek at it. I'm sure. Yeah. Fetty is the bulk guy in that game. So, all right, just want to make that clear. Anyway, in this one, though, Johnson, like I said, pretty bad numbers. It's actually looked solid in his last 3 starts, 1.8 ERA, 0.87 whip, and a 29% K rate in his last 3 games. Twins, though, they've got the power bats right now. They have been striking out a lot. 27% over the last week or so, but Ryan here's the better arm. Does have very strong numbers. His K rate goes up at home. He's given up 5 home runs total in his last 4 starts overall. The Angels have been able to score off some decent arms lately, actually, but they just strike out. You got to take Ryan over in his K prop. The Angels have had 7 or more strikeouts in 5 of their last 7 games against some very comparable right-handers to Joe Ryan. Guys like Nady Eovaldi, DeGrom, Bryce Miller, George Kirby. So you got to think that Ryan can mow here. I would think in this one. I'm taking the Twins on the run line. I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. Yeah, the Angels won yesterday, but they're going to be whipping here. The K matchup is definitely there for Ryan in this one. There's going to be a lot of strikeouts. I think Johnson's got the chance to strike some guys out here too. I think there'll be a lot of strikeouts. Angels maybe for Mr. Weskers. And Angels Twins under for Larry. Cal Dog's going to go over. He's going to buy the run. Latifa's a new member of the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. The queen is here. The queen is back. Cal Dog says Twins run line. Anthony's got Twins money line. Latifa's got Minnesota. And let's see. Twins money line for Nerf this. And who's going to win this division, says Anthony. Nobody knows. It's two Ryan. It's Ryan Johnson and Joe Ryan. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Hey, Devin's here. Good to see Devin in the chat. I'll go with the run line on the Twins here. Angels did the job. Angels are hitting a little better of late, but let's see how it goes. Next up, you got the Rockies here taking on the Giants in this one with Kyle Freeland going against Tyler Mahle. Oh, boy. We just had an under last night, but I don't know if that'll happen today, huh? Freeland comes in with a 7.4 ERA, 2-7 record. Tyler Mahle, 1-8 with a 5.7 ERA. These two pitchers are combined 3-15 this season. Oh boy, someone's going to have to win. But man, these guys are bad. Colorado did win the game yesterday, held on for the win, 4-3. That bizarre play in the ninth inning with that catch, that non-catch. It was ruled a catch. I don't know what would have happened if it was ruled no catch. They still might have gotten an out on that. Giants did eventually score one run. You know, if it was hit and it wasn't called an out, the referee called an out. The umpire called an out, even though the ball had hit the ground and the runners had to run back. They eventually awarded a single and made the bases loaded, but they could only get one run after that. But it was kind of a bizarre play, especially kind of to happen there in the ninth inning like it did. And the Giants basically had bases loaded with one out, but it could only get one run, and then the game was over. So see what you think, though, here in this one of the Rockies and the Giants. With Freeland and Mahle, two pitchers definitely having some struggles here, but Colorado still, 17-32 on the road, not great here. Giants here laying a decent number, but couldn't get it done. So let's see what we got, though. I'm going to go to the chat in this one. And Latifa likes the Rockies. So does Cal Dog. Anthony says Freeland's not very good, but he finds a way to win. That's interesting. Well, he's got 2 wins this year, but that's more than Mahle. Giants are sad. Giants are no good, says Mr. Weskers. Rockies here for Larry. Let's see here. And Cal Dog. Hey, Cal Dog, you mentioned you like to wear your old Giants jersey. I have 2. Maybe if I mentioned this to you, I have 2 Croix de Candlestick pins. I've only went to 2 games at the old Candlestick Park in my entire life. They were back-to-back games, Padres and Giants, both night games, both extra innings. How lucky was that? I have 2 Croix de Candlestick pins, and I got them on back-to-back nights. Okay. I think that might be, is Latifa going over in this one? Well, I guess I got to make my call on this one between the Rockies and the Giants. I did have the under yesterday on the show here, though. We were on the Giants run line. That didn't work out. And that was with with Robbie Ray in there. So let's see what you got here in this one, and then I'll move on. Is that it from the chat here? Yeah, he stole the chair from the old Candlestick Park, but right in front of the TV there. That's what you should do. All right, boy, man. Neither team deserves much confidence, but with Colorado and this dismal road record, basically winning about what a little more than maybe 35% on the road here. Molly struggled badly as well. I know we went uh, uh, under yesterday, but let's go over here. It's a day game. Let's go over with Molly and Freeland. Come on. Okay. All right. Let's move on here. The Brewers are taking on the Pirates. This is game two now of the doubleheader. So let's make it clear. You've got Shane Drohan going in this one against Bubba Chandler. Pirates, we'll see. A lot of people are going to want to wait to see what happens in the first one. Obviously, we're not going to do that to you here on the show. We're going to try to make a handicap here. Milwaukee's obviously been the hotter team of late, and they come in here off of a win. Well, we don't know what they're we don't know what they're coming in off of here at this point. So let's just generalize, then, shall we? Milwaukee 30-16 on the road, 44-23 is a favorite. Right now. Pittsburgh 18-24 as an underdog. Pittsburgh an uncanny 32-16 to the over at home right now. Big time numbers there. And see what you have with the Drohan going up here against Bubba Chandler in this one. Drohan looks pretty decent for the lefty here. He's been pretty solid with these numbers. We just mentioned it. 2.97 ERA, 4-2 record coming in, 301 FIP. Facing a Pirates offense, we know is top five here, probably in their last, for the season, probably here. And, also still pretty good over the last week or so. And, Chandler coming off of a rough start there against the Nationals. 6 hits, 4 walks, 4 earned runs, and 4 innings with no strikeouts. So Chandler may have totally hit the wall here. It feels like Nationals offense, though, is pretty unreal. So there might be a little something to that. As good as the Brewers have been, they've really not hit right-handers very well of late. But let's see. Pirates are good at home, but the Pirates' pen has struggled. We'll see how it goes. Game two of a doubleheader. Obviously, they all had the day off on Monday or on Friday. So you could say that maybe, just maybe, there'll be enough pitching to go around, even if they had to kind of shuffle it up here a little bit with this doubleheader. So let's see what you got here in this one. And the game two, if you want, you don't have to make a pick in this one if it's a little uncomfortable, but we already mentioned some of those trends anyway, that Milwaukee has kind of dominated Pittsburgh, winning 9 of the last 11 games here right now. And Pittsburgh has been going over with that great offense here. And Drohan has looked good here for sure. It doesn't matter who the Brewers throw out there with these pitchers. They're all decent, man, every time. No wonder the Brewers are so good, and Bubba is struggling here right now. But let's see how you think in this one. I'll go to the chat here before I make my call, as I'm not sure. And obviously we got the doubleheader factor, so all right, Drohan, the left-hander. Here we go. We got some picks from the chat. Okay, Anthony's going to go Brewers both games there. And let's see here. Anthony says Drohan may maybe get hit here. Cal Dog says go under and kind of buy it down there. Larry says Pirates on the run line. Yeah. Okay, Timmy, thank you. So okay, so I gotta go early here. Thank you. And that might be it for the crew in this one. All right. I'm going to go over with these two. I'm worried about Bubba. I think I'm worried about Bubba. And we'll see. Pirates at home, still a great offense. Drohan does look good, but still, you're going up against a pretty good offense. Remember, you've got two teams here that are probably, top 5 or 6 offenses. Milwaukee, fifth in batting average, fourth in RBI, sixth in hits, third in walks. They don't have much power. We know that, but that's okay. Pittsburgh makes up for it. Second in batting average, second in OBP, second in RBI, first in hits, fifth in walks, seventh in homers. So I'll go over in this one. A little tougher with the doubleheader, I know. All right, let's go to the Yankees and the Nationals. Boy, it didn't go over yesterday, huh? I thought it would be an over. I had as a premium pick. Now we've got, we got Schlittler on the mound, but we've got also Miles Mikolas, and no one wants to take a part of Miles Mikolas here, I think. Yankees here have won 2 in a row. They won the first game of this series yesterday, and 5-3 there over the Nationals. Yankees are 29-22 on the road. Washington 20-29 at home. Coming in here for Cam Schlittler, he's got a 2 ERA, a 9-5 record, a .93 WHIP. For Miles Mikolas, 5.8 ERA, 3-7 record, 1.33 the WHIP. A little different, little contrast there between these two right now. So probably be hard to try to find a way here if you can to the Nationals, but see what you think in this one, because certainly Schlittler feels like about as lopsided as you could get. Schlittler, Cy Young candidate here. But, the Nationals offense is pretty good against right-handers. Certainly over the last week, they've been averaging 4 runs here against right-handed pitching over the last 10 games. They've looked great against some pretty good pitchers, but Schlittler will be better than all the ones they've seen. James Wood continues to be hot, homering again. And, he almost had the cycle yesterday. Also, Garcia's been hot. C.J. Abrams has been hot. This is a good Nationals offense. You can't, you talk about those teams that we're joking about. You got a couple guys with double-digit home run, in Washington's lineup, the top 5 guys, I think, or the top 4 guys here, if you include Lyle. But Abrams, 20 home runs. Boy, I can't believe the Padres ever gave up on him. Meade, 15 home runs. Garcia, 20 home runs. And Wood, 25 home runs there, and led off the game there yesterday, right? What they were talking about when Wood hit that home run there to open the game yesterday against Weathers, right? What were they saying? I can't. There was something about it. Anyway, Pittsburgh's looked good against some good arms, but Schlittler will be another test for sure. Mikolas here, just not very much going on here. Yeah, he's got 4 or 5 pitches, but none of them work very good. So after yesterday's game, the Yankees offense appears to be back right now. 13 hits in the game, and everybody in the lineup, I think, got a hit except for, who was it? Someone didn't get a hit in the lineup. I know that. Nationals bullpen has been pretty bad, too. Yankees could have, maybe this one will be a little bit easier for the Yankees. Look, we know the Nationals haven't been awful. They're still a 500 team here, but just feels like a total domination here with these two, doesn't it? I'm going to go ahead and take the Yankees here in the first 5 with Schlittler on the mound. Give me the Yanks here at -1 at -110. Give me the Yankees here first 5. Got to win it by 2, but I'll take the Yankees first 5 -1. That was a lot of thinking. Okay, let's see here. Anthony Mays goes with the under. And Yankees, Anthony says, don't forget the Nats aren't very good at home. So it's always funny, right? Why would a team be better on the road than at home? And Latifa says, take Washington and just let the Yankees get this one. Oh my, I say take Washington. They just let the Yankees get this one. I think she's saying takes a bounce back. Yankees for Larry. Can't take the Nats at home right now, says Anthony. And all right, that might be it in that one. Let's move on. The Mariners are on the road taking on the Rays. Logan Gilbert going up against Griffin Jacks. Here in this one. And for Logan Gilbert here right now, I've got the World Series on. I'm watching on tape delay, but World Series of Poker, we're watching the lady celebrate her flush there. All right, Mariners here with Logan Gilbert, 3.19 ERA, 7-5 record. Griffin Jacks, 3.6 ERA, 4-6 record coming in. Tampa Bay, the hotter of the two. Seattle just continues to struggle on the road here right now. Now, maybe it's an advantage at pitcher with Gilbert over Jacks, but this momentum for the Rays continues to go right now, and they continue to play well. And Seattle, like I said, when they're hitting the road right now, it's just not good at this point. They're also 2-9 as an underdog this season. I don't think they're going to gain favoritism in this game, even though it is kind of closely rated here between the two. But does feel like it. Well, I'm actually showing the Big B offshore does have the Mariners as the slightest of favorites, so maybe not much of that, but it doesn't matter. Tampa Bay's 34-14 at home, the best home team going, and they continue to pile on the victories here right now. See what you think with these two. Tampa's 21-26 to the under at home this season. You've got basically a Rays team coming in here right now, facing the Mariners, who have lost 6 in a row. The Rays have won 9 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams here in Tampa. Tampa's won 8 of their last 10 at home and 12 of their last 16 overall. Seattle's dropped 4 of 5 and 4 of 5 overall against Tampa. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Seattle's gone over in 4 of 6. So, yeah, we have seen some runs between these two when the teams have played, but here, 7.5 under 15 in this one. Let's see what you think when Jacks takes on Logan Gilbert here in this one. See what you think. Gilbert's been, very solid for sure. He's looked good recently as well. Over his last 3 starts, a 2.18 ERA and a 0.63 WHIP. He's really strong, and he goes deep into games, man. This guy's got a durable arm for sure. Usually, he can give up some pretty hard hits when he gets hit, but that's tough enough as it is. So this is going to be a tough matchup for Gilbert because the Rays have been hot. They've been a top 5 offense, it feels like, all season versus right-handers, and they've been pretty good here in their recent starts. Now, the Rays will have a lefty-leaning lineup in there, but Gilbert's been pretty good against lefties. So Jacks has good K numbers. He's been pretty strong at home here all season. Maybe we will see get some pitching here in this one. Jacks 35% K rate at home this season. And although the Rays have had some struggles offensively when facing pitchers such as Gilbert, I'm not sure that's going to be much of a factor here. I do like the pitchers, though, in this one. Let's see what you got in the chat. Here comes some plays from everyone. Cal Dog is on the Rays. Nerf this, Rays. Anthony Mays, Rays. And Devin said, "Are they? He's got the Mariners, I think. Devin's got the Mariners." In Seattle, Anthony says Seattle much better at home. Latifa says you got to take the Rays right now. Larry's on the Mariners though, and let's see, that might be maybe over for Latifa here. I think I thought maybe I'm going under first 5 actually is my play. Yeah, give me the under first 5 here with Gilbert and Jax. Gilbert Jacks. Isn't that something? Give me under first 5 in this one. Oh no! Alex Foxen was just eliminated. Now I'm watching on tape delay, but Alex Foxen has been eliminated from the main event. Oh man, I was really he can only win this, so he wins every tournament, so but he got knocked out there. Wow. Oh, he was up against 2 big hands on an all-in there. It looks, oh boy. He got coolered. Okay. All right, we'll keep it moving here right now and take the Red Sox going up against the Mets. Turned out to be a better series than anticipated, I guess, here with these two. Brian Balo, this is news here, right? Brian Balo is going to be the pitcher here for the Red Sox. So if you're a Red Sox fan, you know how this is going to be. You got Bello back into the rotation here right when the Red Sox have a 7-game winning streak. So he's coming back up from AAA. He wasn't hurt or anything. He was just in AAA, toiling around with a 6.34 ERA, 310 batting average against. In the major leagues. In the minor leagues, he was at 4.34 ERA, had 4 starts, gave up 5 hits or more in all 4 of those minor league starts. Now, the Mets only got 1 run yesterday, but they did have 10 hits. That's how Sonny Gray does it, right? He'll get some guys on and he'll get some guys out. So Mets actually have been a lot better here of late offensively. They're starting to get it back together a little bit. Peralta, 4.68 ERA, 1.42 whip, 22% K rate. Did have starts against the Cubs and the Braves with just a 1 run allowed in those games, but that's because those were earned runs. He actually gave up 8 runs in those games with the Mets and their worst ranked defense. I don't even know if they're the worst ranked defense, but they got to be the worst defense in the league. You guys said the same thing. Freddie's given up 6+ hits in 7 of his last 9 games. So look, the Red Sox were able to get to McLean and they beat up on Minter in there as well. So we'll see tonight, but it looks like the Red Sox are looking to punt here with Bello here, but still, anybody really trusting the Braves? The Mets here is $1.50 favorite in this one. The Red Sox got this winning streak. They won the first game of the series here, but now Brian Bello is back and not a moment too late. See what the chat says here, but this one feels a little awkward. But you know what? You still might say that you might not be able to take the Mets at $1.50 against a team that has a 7-game winning streak, no matter how bad Brian Bello was. Is that good enough? Boston's also won 11 of the last 16 against the Mets. The Mets have lost 14 of 20. 12 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but I don't know. I mean, Mets have gone over in 6 of 7 coming in. You got 2 questionable. Not Freddie, I'm not saying it's questionable. 4.68 ERA for Freddie and 1.42 whip. And Boston has been obviously a lot hotter with this offense. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, I don't know about maybe Cal Dog. I don't want to. I guess cockroach fights are okay as long as I'm cock fighting. But I've been on some. Like I said, I used to go down. I liked dog racing. I liked highlight in my youth. So that might be, the craziest other than, I don't know, pitching pennies or something. But let's see. Did Latifa take Boston here? Or was that yesterday? Red Sox money. Who's making these lines? Yeah, Anthony, maybe, but Brian Bello was really bad. I mean, again, he's not a guy who was sent back to nurse an injury. He was sent back to the minors because, uh, he needs to work on his pitching. Cal Dogs got the Red Sox. Red Sox money line for nerf this, says they're too hot. And Cal Dog says seeing Rivera here for the Red Sox. Yeah, I would think that Rivera is probably the opener here for the Red Sox in this game. I think Bello will be the bulk pitcher in this one. I think if you look at Rivera's overall uh, prospectus here, if you will, I think you'd like be just an opener here for. Um, uh, for Rivera in this one. Let me see what his story is. So, because he hasn't been up here either, and he's kind of a fringe guy. I mean, he could start or relieve, but I believe because he's a lefty, and I think he is just probably an opener here, Eduardo Rivera. But keep an eye on that, certainly. And I believe he is just getting a call up, too. Red Sox for Larry. Mets could win. I mean, hey, even the worst teams are going to, even the Mets here, probably going to get to 70 wins. I would think they could get to 70. All right. In this one, Red Sox and the Mets. Man, that's a pretty big line. I agree with you. Here I don't necessarily want to take, but I'll take the over is what I'm going to do. Give me the over in this one. Come on. Oh, I don't. Bello. I'm not saying I'm not going to not take the Red Sox, but I'd probably prefer. Be honest, I'd probably prefer that plus money, like you guys said. I think I'd probably prefer to go with the plus money. Okay. Red Sox for Latifa in there. Next up, the Guardians are on the road taking on the Marlins. Tanner Bybee goes here for the Guardians. And, wow, Yuri Perez here for the Marlins. Bybee's 2-9 with a 4.06 ERA. Yuri Perez here. 3.84 ERA, 5-6 record, Miami. Lost yesterday to Cleveland 3-2 in a tight one. Miami still 31-18 at home. They've been terrific at home, but Cleveland a pretty solid team. It's just that the offense has been. They got to get good pitching because the offense. This is a mismatch offensively, quite frankly, with the Marlins here. But Bybee's numbers are not woeful. It's just that he's 2-9. Does have a 1.14 whip, shows that he's pretty decent, but just a lack of run support. And can Miami get to him here after yesterday was only 3-2 between these two teams? And you look overall, you got a Miami team 22-27 to the under at home. Cleveland 18-23 to the under on the road. Cleveland 28th in batting average, 28th in RBI, 28th in hits, 26th in home runs. Miami, meanwhile, top 10 in a lot of categories, and they've been one of the hottest teams in the league, no doubt. But a good job by Cleveland there yesterday to get it done. They did have Parker Messick, pretty good pitcher. That was a good pitching matchup as well yesterday. No wonder 3-2. I mean, we were on the under here on Night Moves last night in that game, and this team came in on the under in that game as well yesterday. So maybe we will see more pitching here again. It feels like you got okay pitchers here with Bybee and Perez. It's just that Bybee, they don't give him any run support. He's been, he's got a very good arsenal here. Has given up 7 home runs in his last 5 games, talking about Tanner Bybee. Marlins are worse against left-handers, but top team against right-handers for sure, and that's been against some pretty good right-handers of late. Bybee has been a little bit worse on the road, and maybe this Marlins team can bounce back. They're a pretty big favorite, though, for what I would consider to be a pretty tight matchup. Yes, Miami has a better record, but only because they've been on this hot streak. Cleveland, still over 500. They're definitely in contention here, obviously, still for the league title, but Yuri Perez has looked really solid in his last three starts since coming back from injury. There we go. Finally able to hit the cough button there. Real solid numbers. 106 ERA, 094 batting average against. It's been great at home all season. The Guardians' offense is not good at all. I mean, they really have struggled all season long. And Chase DeLauder is the only guy in this lineup who can hit, it feels like right now. Man, good thing he's been back. He's got a 781 OPS right now, really strong numbers. But the rest of them, outside of Rocchio, you got Reese Hoskins, a $181, Manzardo, 216, Schneeman, 212. Everybody is Bazana's looked decent too, but that's about it. The top of the lineup. If Yuri can limit these guys, not walk many, I think the Marlins should be able to take this one down. It's just a pretty high price. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. So this lineup, remember, this Miami team, they've diced up some good pitchers here of late. DeGrom, Bradley here. So let's see here. All right, let's go to the chat. See what they say. Oh, sorry, Cal Dog, I missed that one. Red Sox Mets over. Guardians money line for Anthony Mays. Marlins run line for Cal Dog. Larry has the Guardians here. And Bybee are going to go bye-bye, says Cal Dog. All right. I think we see pretty good pitching in this one. I'm going to go under in the first five here with the Guardians and the Marlins. Give me the under in this one in the first five between the Guardians and the Marlins here on Saturday. The total in that one is 4. Oh, also, let's see. There was in the Seattle game, right? I didn't give the number in that. I went under in the first 5, and that one it's also 4, shaded to the under at minus $1.25. We move on. Bybee beat the Dodgers way back in April, Anthony says. Phillies and Tigers here. Sanchez going up against Mize. Another good pitching matchup here. For Mize, 2.63 ERA, 4-5 record. Christopher Sanchez, 2.61 ERA, 10-4 record. Sanchez has been terrific all season, but the Tigers are hot. We said they would get hot, and they won again yesterday. They beat up this Philadelphia team for yet another win. And all of a sudden, here they come, just 6 games under 500. They're breathing down the necks in the AL Central of those other teams. Philadelphia, though, has won 10 of the last 13 meetings still between the two, including 5 of the last 7 here in Detroit. Philadelphia, though, has lost 4 of their last 6. Detroit's won 6 in a row, 4 of their last 5 games at home right now. And maybe they do have a pitcher that can match up here with Sanchez in this one, and see what you have going here with these two. Sanchez, yes, he's been dominant, but Detroit's hot. Philly's offense has not been great. We know that. And, same thing for Detroit, though. Both teams probably close to bottom 10 in offenses here. Yes, Philly can hit that long ball. Detroit exploded yesterday, at least. But let's see how you have it here in this one. Uh, with a good pitching matchup for sure. He's still Sanchez having a great year. He has struggled. Remember, he gave up 9 runs to the Royals, 5 runs to the Nationals here recently. Still great numbers, but got an opportunity to bounce back here against the Tigers offense that really hasn't been great against lefties. Their only really good games against lefties came against Mats and Springs, and anybody could hit those guys right now. So both of those guys were pretty bad. Other than that, they've been held to 2 runs or less in the other 8 starts against lefties in the last 10. So Mize has been great when we've seen him, right? Sub-1 whip here right now. Philly's offense was on a great run versus right-handers, but they have cooled off quickly here right now, and they've been striking out a lot. They struck out yesterday 6 times against Flaherty. So Phillies do whip a ton here. I got a feeling we're going to see some good pitching here in this one with the Phillies and the Tigers. Let's see what you got here, especially with these two starters. I'm going to take another first 5 under, I think, right now with these two. I'm hot on those. So let me take that. Let me go first 5 under here with the Phillies and Tigers today at 3.5 runs. See what the chat thinks here in this one. Hello to Michael in the chat. He's having thinking about Kobe. All right, let's see here. Philly run line for Anthony Mays. Latifa maybe going over here. Cal Dog's going over. Maybe Latifa, maybe going over here. Says the Phillies could stand to get back home here a little bit right now with the way they're playing here again. They've been winning 1, losing 1, winning 1, losing 1. Can't really get anything together here on this road trip right now. Kansas City to Cincinnati to Detroit. Larry on the Tigers here. Anthony says the Tigers will not win this one. I don't know. I kind of, these Tigers are hot. Remember, we're expecting the Tigers, right? They were supposed to be a contender in the division for sure this season, right? This was supposed to be it. They just have not a great first half and not a great offense. Next up, the Astros are at the Rangers in this one. You got Lambert taking on Kumar Rocker. Rocker with a 3.94 ERA, but a 2-7 record for Peter Lambert. 3.26 ERA, 7-5 record, 1.15 the whip here for Lambert. So these pitchers haven't been too bad here. The total is 8.5. It's pretty high. Maybe expecting here. Texas has been going over quite a bit here of late. Yes, as home favorites, they are quite a good under team, but of late, all those Texas home unders have been long gone. Yesterday, 10 runs were scored in the 7-3 win for Texas. Also, Houston's gone over in 8 of their last 12. Texas has gone over in 6 of their last 7 at home, including 5 straight games now. Houston has won 8 of the last 11 meetings against Texas, but Texas has won 10 of 14 overall coming into this one. So let's see what you think, though, here with Houston and Texas. Could Texas keep it going here? Kumar Rocker at home. I don't know. Maybe Lambert has been the slightly better pitcher, but still kind of waiting for Rocker to kind of get his stuff together here a little bit. Now, Lambert pitched well against the Rays last time out, 5 2/3 innings with 6 strikeouts. Usually, sometimes has trouble with the walks, but the Rangers have looked good here. They scored 7 runs basically in back-to-back games right now after losing 13-1 to the Angels. So the offense is kind of going here a little bit. They put up 3 runs against Hunter Brown yesterday. Talking about Houston, talking about Texas here, and then they got the rest of the bullpen. So Lambert can give up hard contact here. They Rangers did have 5 runs against him earlier this season. Rocker has been inconsistent at best. Every good game he has, he kind of, has 2 or 3 bad ones after that. Last time the Astros saw Kumar Rocker, they put up 4 earned runs in 5 innings off of him. The Astros offense has been a lot better here of late. And I imagine these 2 guys might end up giving up some runs here, actually, and they might give them up early here. I'm going over in the first 5 with Houston and Texas. Man, I told you I'm on these first 5s here. Now that we have, first 5s at the Tony's Picks handicap here, I'm going first 5 in this one between Houston and Texas today. I'm going to take another first 5. This one, though, I'm going over here in this one. And that over in the first 5 is 4.5 runs at minus $1.20. Okay, we're going to keep it moving here now. Next, let me get your plays here, folks. Let's see. Sorry about that. Rangers to take over the division. I'm going to turn on the Scottish Open here if I can. And Scotty missing that cut at the Scottish Open. His first missed cut in, what did they say, 4 years for Scotty? Wow. But, Rory's probably going to win. Tied for first at 9 under. Oh, they haven't teed off. Yeah, okay, here we go. Thought they just teed off here, right? So I think they've teed off here a little bit. Yeah, they've teed off here. Okay. Ooh, lots of fog. Okay. Cal Dog says some of the teams are going to try a little harder for the All-Star break. Cal Dog's on the Rangers. Latipa is on Houston. Houston and over. Anthony says that over, making sense there. All right, moving on here to the next one. We got the Royals here taking on the Orioles. Noah Cameron goes for Kansas City. 4.77 ERA coming in, and for Kyle Bradish. 3.76 ERA for Bradish, a 5-9 record. Cameron 5-6, the 1.45 whip coming into this one. So look, you got the Royals team here, 3-game losing streak. Baltimore's won 2 in a row. They won yesterday's game, 5-3 here over Kansas City. Baltimore's won 3 of the 4 meetings between the 2 teams here so far this season, but Bradish a pretty big favorite here in this one, $1.60, 9 under 15. I don't know if the Orioles are that good here. I mean, they're still just 3 or 4 games better. Let me see here. Actually, let me look to see 6 games better than Kansas City right now, but see what you got in this one. Doesn't feel like $1.60. That's not very comfortable for laying it with a Baltimore team right here, no matter how bad Kansas City is. Kansas City, though, has lost 7 of their last 10 games overall coming into this one. So Baltimore has gone over 51 and 41 to the over this season, but these 2 teams have been steady unders for sure. Kansas City's gone under in 6 of their last 9. Baltimore's gone under in 4 of their last 5. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under here in Baltimore. Yesterday was 5-3. It easily went under. Talked about it too. Said, man, that total went up a whole run yesterday, right? And I said, too much. And we went under here on the night move show under first five in that one yesterday. So, yeah, this is a pretty high line for a guy like Bradish here, no matter how bad Kansas City is, even if there are 6 games worse here. But they're not a comfortable run line pick. In fact, you could probably call this one more like $1.50 right now. But yeah, who really wants to lay Baltimore there with that price? You got to pick somebody, I guess. You could look at the run line, but Baltimore just 21-28 is a run line favorite. But Kansas City's 25-34 is a run line underdog. And that's dreadful, actually. So let's see what you think here in this one. Cameron and Bradish. Cameron has given up 3 or more runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's been having struggles with the walks here, 7.7% walk rate. Did look good in his last start against the Phillies, 1 earned run in 5 innings with 7 strikeouts. The Orioles have looked pretty solid of late with these couple of wins here, although they've been not quite as good against left-handers this season. So let's see what you think, though. Bradish here has given up 3 or more earned runs in back-to-back starts, but went 7+ innings in 3 of his last 4 starts. So he has been durable. Orioles offense has been a little bit better of late, but on the road, not so much. And against right-handers, that's where they really kind of, they struggle against right or left-handers. It doesn't matter. All right, see what you got, though, here in this one between Kansas City and Baltimore. All right, Astros, Rangers, under for Larry. I missed that one. Thank you. Anthony here, Kansas City to upset. And Latifa says you got to think maybe the Royals money line here. I kind of agree with that. I don't know if I like this price here at all. And not only that, you do have a Baltimore team that they're 11-17 versus left-handed starters this year. Anthony says maybe KC here. Cal Dog on the Royals. Over and Anthony's on the everyone's on the Royals here. I gotta take the Royals with the chat. Cameron won last time though, says Anthony. Yeah, the Phillies game, right? Was that the big blowout one? And Larry's got a Nerfy. All right, I'll take the Royals here. Everyone in the chat's taking the Royals. I'll take them too. Give me the Royals here as a dog in this one. I don't know if they necessarily have the advantages here comparatively, but just the fact that the price is pretty high here. Kansas City may have a little bit better offense, actually. The Royals strike out a lot. All right, keep it moving here right now. We got the Cubs taking on the Reds. Javier Assad goes for the Cubs, and Lodolo here for the Reds. Cubs here, 10 games over 500 right now, but they've lost 2 straight, including yesterday's game here to the Reds by the score of 4-0, but that's Hunter Green. The Cubs have been beaten up on the Reds, actually, and now with Assad, Assad is 6-1 with a 4.15 ERA. Lodolo 4.68 ERA, 3-2 record coming in. Could this be just a little bit of a respite here for the Cubs with a couple of losses here? Because Assad has been pretty decent here right now. Low walks, doesn't strike out a lot of guys. Did struggle in the last few outings here, but the Reds have been a little bit better recently. But at home, they just have so many. I don't know what I would call problems here, but 20-26 at home, and 27-38 as a dog, not great. But Lodolo here, been hittable, but he's looked better of late, giving up just one earned run in his last three starts. He finished with four strikeouts in each of those games here. So Cubs offense really has kind of tailed off here all of a sudden. For as hot as they were, where are the runs? Shutout yesterday and two runs before that. So now they have really rocked against left-handed pitchers this season overall. They're probably a top five offense for sure against left-handers. Lodolo here, better of late. Not a great season, but Cubs have still won 12 of their last 17. They've won 4 of the last 5 against Cincinnati. 10 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I'm going to go under 10 runs in this one with Lodolo and Assad. Give me the under here in this one. I'll go under with these two. Reds not going to score much, says Anthony. Maybe going under. Reds have gone under in 7 of their last 10. Also, they've gone under in 4 of their last 5 as well. Under for Latifa. All right, and might be it for the crew on this game. Get ready to move on here, I think. The Braves are taking on the Cardinals. Ronaldo Lopez goes here for the Braves, and they're favored on the road with Ronaldo. Cardinals here with Liberatore. He's durable, 5.33 ERA, does run pretty deep. Ronaldo, 3.17 ERA and a 4-1 record. He's been pretty good too. Might see a decent start out of these two. You figure Lopez coming here, 1.27 the whip, but Liberatore, a 1.53 whip. He's durable. He's not great, but he does get you through some innings here. And if the offense can come through, he'll usually keep you in the game. Atlanta here, 42-26 as a favorite. They're also 27-19 to the over on the road, but St. Louis as a home dog, they're kind of an under team in that role. Yesterday was 2-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Cardinals have kind of owned the series a little bit here of late over the Braves. In fact, over the last few games here, Cardinals have won 4 of the last 5, and the Braves have gone 4-12 in their last 16 on the road and 6-12 in their last 18 games overall. Now, St. Louis has lost 5 of their last 6, but St. Louis has also gone under in 13 of their last 16 games at home and 12 of their last 18 games overall. So, I don't know. I kind of think these two pitchers can have a decent start in this game, and maybe at 9 under here might be just the way to go. I might take the under here, and this one is what I'm thinking between the Braves and the Cardinals. Cardinals, and I mentioned the trends there. You got Atlanta's bullpen. Remember, they are number 1, and Liberatore also pretty good numbers against this Braves lineup. As a matter of fact, he's kind of got the BVP going in this one right now. Liberatore against these guys, 46 at bats for the anticipated lineup and just a 152 batting average there. So he's been very, very solid. I'm going to go under in this one with the Cardinals and the Braves. Under full game here at 9 runs. All right, and we've got Cardinals here for Anthony Mays. And Latifa says, I can't, when you can't tell one team from the other, don't bet on it. You need green versus blue, or red versus red's not going to work. And Larry says, Reds, Cubs under, go Cubs, go Cubs, go. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today. That's from Larry. Anthony says Cubs to blow them out. It's a blowout. Larry likes the Cubs to win it all. That might be it from the crew in this one. Cardinals are going to win in the over for Anthony Mays. I'll take the over. I mean the under. Blue Jays on the road taking on the Padres. Uh-oh. Trey Savage goes for the Jays. Padres had trouble with the Jays yesterday, losing. They were never really in it. It seemed like 5-3 there in that one. Yeah, the Padres got 2 in the first, but they couldn't score after that until the bottom of the 9th inning. By then it was too late. Toronto got 4 runs in that 5th inning, including Okamoto hitting the 3-run bomb there to propel the Jays to the victory over the Padres. Jays have won 3 in a row. Coming in, they beat Giants 2 straight. Padres have lost 2 in a row. Jays have won 4 straight in the series between these two teams. Last year, the Jays swept the Padres in Toronto. And they won this one here. And I think they've got the better pitcher with Savage going, 3.3 ERA, 4-4 record. Walker Buehler's got a 5.06 ERA and a 1.39 record. That doesn't seem very good. I like the Jays here in the first 5 in this one to win. The first 5. Give me the Jays in the first 5 over the Padres in this one. I think you get a pretty good price here, actually, for the Jays' first 5. I'll take them at minus $1.20. They're actually favored in the first 5. That is interesting. Let's see what the chat says in this one between Savage and Buehler. Savage has given up only 4 earned runs in his last 3 starts. Padres are cooling off here again. They've allowed Bieber and Kelly to kind of look good against him here, so I'm kind of down on him again. And Savage here in a pretty good spot. Blue Jays have scored 5 or more runs in those last 3 wins here. Woo. And Buehler has been struggling here, so I'm struggling here all of a sudden. Okay, here we go. We've got Cardinals run line for Larry back on that other one there. And when Larry sings a Cubs song, Cal Dog likes the Jays. And Latifa says if Ramon's going against the Padres, you gotta factor that in. And that's true, Anthony. I think that's why you saw it there. Oh, ouch. That's why you saw it there, right? The Jays favored in the first 5 there, interestingly enough. Now, the Padres do have a good bullpen. And Toronto full game here for Latifa. Larry's on the Padres. And the Cal Dog says the Padres are going to win. Latifa just doesn't like Toronto. All right, we've got one more, huh? One more, and that's it in baseball. So happy to have you guys here. We got 4 dozen of you rocking here in the middle of the night with me here, 5 a.m., 5:22 a.m. on the East Coast. Got some golf on. Got some rugby on over here as well. And I'm watching the World Series of Poker. Can't watch it all night, and I've watching in the middle of the night. But if I had to, kind of pick somebody here, right? I mean, you got the defending champ. He's still alive right now in this tournament here. Michael the Grinder Mizrachi. I saw him lose a big hand, but he still came up with a big hand. And they played 5 days so far. And some good stories out there. All right, let's see what we got here with our final game. Diamondbacks and Dodgers here. with the D-backs, a big underdog against Yamamoto. Brandon Pfaadt's in there. Pfaadt, 4.84 ERA, 2-1 record. Yamamoto, 2.49 ERA, 9-5 record. Now, it is expected for Ohtani to be hitting in this game, even though he did not pitch yesterday. And they do expect him to play through these games and then take the All-Star game off. Crazy, they were getting to the point where the All-Stars are not going to the All-Star game. I mean, baseball, the only game with any All-Star credibility left. But, hey, he's got a new family. He gets to spend a few. That's just the way it is here. I guess the superstars probably don't need to do it, huh? All right, let's see though with Yamamoto here. Great numbers, 9-5 record. Dodgers on the run line, 43-50 on the run line. Arizona as a run line favorite. They've been favored every game pretty much, but Dodgers have been favored every game but two this season. Remember what I said? If you won every game that you were favored in, the Dodgers would be 94-2 this year. So you're supposed to bet against the Dodgers, I think, every time. But Arizona here, 31-22 as a run line underdog. So look, I think 280 is a little bit too much for anything like this right here. I mean, sure. Do you want to maybe even take the Diamondbacks at plus 2.5? Maybe you could do that even just to be a little bit more secure. It's not a terrific price, but it is minus $1.60 or so. But no, I'm going to take Arizona here blind pretty much at plus 1.5 at even money in this one. Dodgers are showing quite a penchant for playing one-run games. There's no way. Look, Pfaadt's terrible, we know, but he gets in there a little bit. He's an experienced starter, that's for sure, even if he hasn't been around a lot this season. I'm not. Yeah, Pfaadt's been hittable. We know that. He looks solid in his last two starts, though. 1 earned run in 10 1/3 innings pitched, and he's looked decent in his relief appearances. He's not coming up in the minors or anything. He's been toiling for the Diamondbacks, just hasn't been in the rotation. Dodgers offense has not been great recently. I mean, they don't lack that they couldn't go on and blast here, but Yamamoto, obviously one of the top pitchers around, but last outing, 7 scoreless innings and 10K was pretty good for sure. And Dodgers did use 7 pitchers yesterday, so Yamamoto could be forced to go the distance here a little bit, or you know what I mean, longer there. Let's see what you got in the chat. I'm taking Arizona. I don't care. Okay. Latifa doesn't like the Padres. I think she meant in the game, though. Maybe she doesn't like my Padres. Okay. Dodgers here on the run line. Or no, let's see. I feel safe for the Dodgers, but going with Diamondbacks run line here for Anthony Mays. And shine bright like a diamond, shine bright like a diamond and a snake. I was going to say, shine on you crazy diamond. Latifa likes Arizona here. Hello to Kingsley in the chat. And Diamondbacks Dodgers under for Larry. Larry says he got Sports Center on at work. Diamondbacks, hey, they got him yesterday. 9-3, they crushed him. It was a bullpen game. We know Ohtani didn't pitch, and he had to sit that one out. But no doubt for sure, you got a situation here where, 275, 280. I don't think I can quite do that here with the Dodgers right now. Sure, they're the Dodgers. I get it, but they have not played well at all here. Actually, the game, the games they've won only won by 1 run against Colorado. They've actually lost the run line here, and I don't know how many straight games in a row, but it's been over 5 or 6, I think, here. Dodgers have won 12 of their last 18 at home, 12 of their last 17 overall. Dodgers have won 4 straight over the Diamondbacks at home before yesterday. Dodgers have gone under in 5 of 7. Arizona's gone under in 5 of 7. And you do have here Arizona away as a dog on the road is kind of an under team. Both these teams are kind of under teams, but okay, let's see here. That might be it from the crew. That might be it for the baseball. Great job, guys. Wow. All right. We got 3 in the W here tonight. We'll take a look at these and see what you think on our 3-game WNBA card. And see what you like. We'll start it off here first with the Liberty taking on the Lynx in this one. Hey, that's a potential championship series preview. This one's on ABC at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 Pacific. Minnesota coming in off of a win over Connecticut, 86-80. That was only in revenge for the game that they lost to Connecticut, as Connecticut's playing some decent ball here of late. For the Liberty in this one, they're coming in off of a loss to Dallas that snapped their 2-game winning streak. These two teams did just play on July 3rd. It was 99-86 in favor of the Liberty at home. They were actually 2.5-point dogs in that one to Minnesota. Minnesota here favored, but Liberty is 3-1 ATS as a dog, but they're 3-7 ATS on the road overall. Minnesota comes in here 10-7 ATS as a favorite. New York is 8-2 to the over on the road so far this season. I think this one is a possibility of a high-scoring game. Last game between the two was 185. So I don't know. I think this one probably goes over. And this one, give me the over here with the Liberty and the Lynx on Saturday. I'll take over with these two. I think if we look at the trends overall between these two teams, you got Liberty over in 8 of their last 10 on the road right now. Minnesota actually struggling to get some numbers here, 1-5 ATS in their last 6, but New York is 3-6 ATS in their last 9, and Minnesota at home there by 4.5. Okay, here we go. And it's going to be the Lynx here for Cal Dog. And let's see. Anthony says, thank you, Anthony. Great job. Take care. Appreciate you. Next up, we got the Fire taking on the Dream here. And the Dream are favored by 12.5 points. The Dream finally won a game in their last start against Seattle, 89-78 a couple of nights ago. They still didn't cover the spread. They haven't covered the spread in many, many games. Portland, meanwhile, has covered the spread in 3 straight, including as an underdog to Las Vegas, and they beat Seattle on the road. They've only played, this is only their 3rd game this month so far for Portland, so they might be kind of rested here comparatively. Atlanta, this is their 4th game of the month, but they just haven't covered anything here. They're one of the worst spread teams now. All of a sudden, 3-7 ATS in their last 10, 8-12 ATS as a favorite coming in. Portland, meanwhile, is 4-2 ATS in their last 6, despite losing 6 of their last 7 on the road. But Atlanta's failed to cover in 7 straight games right now, and how could they cover 12.5 here? Is Portland, 9-13, we've talked about it, decent here for an expansion team, but 10-12 ATS. I'll go ahead and take Portland in this one, plus the 12.5. Atlanta's gone over in 6 of their last 7 at home, and Portland's gone over in 5 of their last 7. And these two teams kind of, they trend over a little bit here, especially of late. So I'll just take the 12.5 points with Portland. Okay. Let's see here. Latifa, she might. If Latifa bought a team, they might be named the Sagittarius. But she likes the fire. She likes fire. She just enjoys a good fire, like sitting out, smoking and drinking on ringside. All right. Links for Larry. Cal Dog is liking Portland and those points. One more here in the W on Saturday. The Mercury taking on those Aces here in Las Vegas. Well, most of the people will be at the T-Mobile Arena watching the fights. The Aces here. I don't think this one's actually kind of early, isn't it? Well, the fights are still underway at that point. This is at the Michelob Ultra Arena, I think. In this one, we got Las Vegas here, 16-6. Phoenix 8-15. Phoenix has lost 2 straight. Here they were on their best streak of late, but also here you've got the Aces coming in off of a win over Portland. They did not cover in that game. It was at Portland. Portland got the money. Phoenix here, just 9-14 ATS this season. They're also 3-9 to the under on the road here. Aces aren't, great against the number. This is a pretty big number here. They're 4-6 ATS at home. Phoenix is 6-9 ATS as a dog. Now, this has been a one-sided series for years, actually. Phoenix here has lost 8 of the last 9 meetings against the two teams. Las Vegas has won 15 of their last 20 games at home. Also won 12 of their last 16 overall. Phoenix is just 1-4 ATS in their last 5 here against the spread. So Phoenix has dropped 13 of 19 as well. So see what you got in this one. Phoenix and LA, last game here. Between these two, last game of the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on Night Moves. We get ready for a great sports betting day, and we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget. All right, I'm taking Vegas. I'm going to take Vegas in this one, minus the 9.5. Get a blowout here over Phoenix. I'll take the Aces. All right. See what the chat says. Mercury here for Cal Dog. Larry's taking the Dream on the money line in their game against Portland. I don't know what that money line is, but it's got to be 2,000 at least, right? What is the Dream on the money line? Oh, 850. Oh, well, that's a bargain. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I had a great time spending time with you guys here. There is one game in the or 2 games in the CFL here on, or 1 game in the CFL here on Saturday. I didn't make a graphic here, but maybe we can do it real quick just to show the game here. I think I can make a pick here. Let's see what we got. You got the Stampeders here on the road taking on the Owls in this one. You got the Owls favored by 3.5, total 61.5. It did go under yesterday. Like I said, you're missing a quarterback sometimes right now in the CFL, even as wild as it's been here. You do have it kind of going under a little bit, but let's see what you think here with these two. And if you have anything here, I'll get your picks in this one. But Stampeders and Owls today here in Montreal. And let's see what we got here. Alouettes by 3.5 total. 61.5. There we go. All right. And look, I think you're going to have a Calgary team here. Vernon Adams Jr., tough matchup for him. You do have really, to me, decent offenses here. I know it's 61.5. I know we've had a million overs here right now. I'm going over. I'm going over in this one. I kind of want to take it as a premium, but I'm going over here at 61.5. Yes, it might be a little bit of a tough matchup for Vernon Adams, but they have such a potent player with Dedrick Mills that can really mix it up there. Don't have many running backs in the league like Dedrick Mills right now. That'll open things up for Philpott. That'll things open up for Tevin Jones, who has his game of the season there last week with 4 catches and a touchdown. Meanwhile, for Davis Alexander here, he's still going to put up big numbers right now for Montreal. They come in 3-1. He's got some great targets. Tyson Philpott in here as well for Montreal, not to be confused with Jalen, but also you've got Snead here could have a big game as well. You got a good back in the backfield and Travis Tice. So I got the over 61.5 for sure. Over, even at 61.5. I'm going over in this one. All right. And let's see here. Latifa wanted it. She got it. She paid she paid for the super chats. We're doing the CFL. Cal Dog says, what time is the CFL tomorrow? 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific in this one. All right. That's going to do it. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here on Night Moves. We're back tomorrow with more Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. All right. Thanks a lot for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.